Hi friends, it's Diana here today, and today we're working with the Lucy swing top. This is a super cute tank style top. It's tank, it's got a cute little swing. We love it, but I've gotten a few questions about, can I add sleeves to this tank? So today we're going to figure out if we can. Let's do it. Alright, so I have gotten this question quite a few times. Can you show me how to add sleeves to this tank? Now, I figured, why not let's try it together? Why not let's try it together? Why not try it together? Let's figure out if we can do this. And the good thing about this is if we can manage it with the Lucy swing top, you can do it with any other tank top pattern that you have. So if it's a pattern that's a tank, what we're going to do to the Lucy swing top is what you would do to any tank pattern that you want to turn into a sleeved pattern. So let's do it. What I'm using today, I'm using my, obviously my swing top pattern, my Lucy swing top pattern. And then I'm also going to be using another pattern that already has sleeves that I like. So whatever sleeve you want to go for, whatever sleeve pattern that you have and you're like, oh, I love this sleeve, it fits nicely and everything, this is what I want to use. So that's the pattern that you're going to use. I'm using the Slow Sunday sleeved version because I love that way that the sleeve fits on the Slow Sunday. I just want a regular cap sleeve, kind of like this, you know, a regular sleeve. But if you wanted to add some other different type of sleeve, you would use the pattern of the sleeve that you want to use, because essentially all we're going to do is we're going to shape shift. We're going to change the shape of the arm side right here so that your sleeve can fit into that arm side. Now when you do a tank pattern, when you buy a tank pattern, usually your sleeve right here is a little bit shorter, your shoulder seam is shorter, because I'm sorry, I'm having a difficult time speaking today. Because your shoulder is wider. So when you have a sleeve, the shoulder seam goes all the way almost to the edge of your shoulder. But if you have a tank, you don't bring it all the way out. You usually have a smaller sleeve. So we're going to change that. So we need to extend the shoulder seam. And then usually for a tank, your sleeve might go up a little bit so it's fitted around the arm size, so there's no showing of anything else. So you may have to change that. You may also have to change the shape of the pattern a tiny bit, depending on how fast it goes out. Like with the swing top, it swings out pretty quickly, so we might have to taper that in a little bit or something like that. So essentially that's all we're doing. We're just changing the shape right here so that we can grab your sleeve pattern and fit it seamlessly into that shape right there. So that's all we're changing. We're not changing the design of the top. We're just changing this right here so that it'll fit. And we want to grade it in. So if there's a dramatic change in the curve of the waist or something like that, you want to shave it in so it's not like here's a sleeve and now it's changed. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to be working on today. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab my pattern piece for the Lucy swing top. Now you can, and I tell you this every time, I just go ahead and go for it on my actual fabric or like my tester fabric. You usually want to do a tester first to make sure this is going to actually work and make sure that you grabbed the right sleeve. You don't want to grab a sleeve that's completely different to the style, as in this is a regular sleeve, regular set-in sleeve. You don't want to grab a raglan style sleeve that's gonna be sideways. I mean, you could, it's just going to change the shape of the top a little bit. So you want to make sure that you grab something that's similar in shape, or if not, I mean, you can be extra and you can be just go for it. You can be what is the word I'm looking for? You can be y'all, what is the word I'm looking for? This is gonna bother me all day. You can be creative and go for it, and I'm all here for it because y'all know I love to do that. So if you want to grab the totally different sleeve and you're like, we're just gonna go for this, we're just gonna try it, you know, go for it. And let me know below which sleeve you're trying for this. So, but I'm just today I'm going with a simple one so I can show you. I like to do it right on the fabric is what I was saying. But actually, if you wanted to, you can go ahead and grab some paper. You can grab some wrapping paper. If you have wrapping paper left over and you're like, what do I do with this? This would be a perfect use for it. And actually lay your patterns on top of the paper first and make yourself another pattern piece. Then you can save it for next time if you want to use the same pattern piece, or you can tweak that pattern piece if it didn't work out just right. I just go for it and do it right on my fabric. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So let me go grab my fabric and we're gonna get started. All right, friends, today I'm using this beautiful ITY from Olga's Closet. It's a lighter fabric, so it has great drape, but it's synthetic, so it's a little bit, I don't know how you call it, more synthetic fabric. So if that's something that you don't like, or if that's something that you like, because then you don't have to iron it, this is a gorgeous fabric for this top, because it has a really awesome drape, which is what you really want on fabric for this top, because it's got that swing. So I love using like ITY, double brush poly, a rib knit, some kind of even rayon spandex, something that's really light and flowy. It's top notch. So I'm gonna lay out my fabric. Again, you can do your pattern first. If you want to lay out a piece of paper and do your pattern first, I just like to go for it. And then I'm going to grab my, first off, let's see, here is my pattern for my what is it called? Slow Sunday, which is the pattern, the sleeve that I'm going to shape to my shirt. And then I'm gonna grab my Lucy swing top. I wanna make sure that my shirt fits, so it's fitting nicely right in here. Actually, I wanna open it up more because I think I'm gonna do the longer length, because there is 2 lengths to the Lucy swing top. I wanna make sure that the whole thing fits, so I need to do it more. All right, so my whole top is going to fit in here, so that's good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my pattern piece. All right, so now, as you know, for the Lucy swing top, you've got the neckline of the back and the front right here. So you wanna change the back and the front of your sleeve. So you wanna make sure that you have the same shape. If the back and the front of your sleeve that you're adding is the same, if you measure them, see, look at that. It's just a little bit different on this one. Then you want to use one pattern, the front pattern piece and the back pattern piece. But if it's the same shape, then you can just use the same pattern piece for front and back. So I'm going to position my shirt, my Lucy swing top, and then I'm going to grab my pattern piece right here. I'm going to place it right on top. You want to match your fold right there. And as you can see right here on this side, so it's matched together, look at, here's my, I hope you can see that, where my sleeve comes right here. So that's the first thing we're going to mark. I'm going to grab a pencil and I'm going to mark that where it comes out at. This is where it ends. Okay, and then now, because of this shape, it changes the shape right here as well. So I'm not going to mark that yet, because what I'm going to do is, you would mark it if you're making a new pattern piece. What I would do is I would mark that onto my paper, mark the sleeve, mark the neckline of the Lucy swing top, not the neckline of my new top. I would mark that all the way around like this on that paper, and then remove this, and then added this part to the paper, the rest of the part. But I'm not doing it on the paper, I'm doing it on this pattern. So after I do this part, I'm gonna grab it, lift it up, and put it underneath, because this is what I do. And I'm gonna face it right at the fold, just like my Lucy swing top. Put them together, match up your shoulders, so the height of the shoulder is the same. And now I can see right here, here is my pattern piece underneath it. And that's what I'm going to cut. So now this part right here, okay, this is my arm side that I just marked. So we're going all the way down right here. That's my arm side. And this is my, where we go down. So I'm gonna grab a ruler and I am essentially, I want my, see how it ends right here? That's where my sleeve ends and it just turns. I can basically do the same thing right here, just make sure that that ends and turns. And now I'm going to flare out and slowly match my Lucy swing top shape. See, it flares out as well. You're going to lose a little bit of the flow, but not a whole lot. I'm just marking so that my sleeve matches, and then right where it turns, I'm going to go out towards my the rest of my top. Okay, and that is my back piece. So I'm gonna do the same neckline for my back piece for Lucy swing top. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was the front. So I'm gonna cut at the front line for my Lucy swing top because that was my front. This, the pattern I'm using, that's the front piece. So let me go ahead and cut that, and then we'll do the back, which we're gonna do the same thing to the back. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna cut that now. So now here, it already met, so it should be good. The reason why I say to do a different pattern piece is because now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, that's where I'm gonna cut the fabric, I have to remove this. But I'm just going to do this, and then I'm just gonna tape it back down. See, because I like to break the rules. So this is where it meets, and this is where it changes. So make sure when you're gonna sew the sleeve, this is where the sleeve is gonna meet up right here. All right, so now I'm gonna cut this out. When it comes to the front right here, I'm gonna use my regular neckline, my Lucy swing top neckline, because that's what I wanna have. I don't wanna change my neckline, so I remove that pattern piece so it's not in my way, and there's my front. All right, here's our front bodice. Now I'm gonna do the same for the back. All right, we're gonna place it on the seam again. On this one, I had to remove the back of that shirt is cut mirrored, so you have an allowance to sew them together, and I don't need that because I'm on the fold. That's why that's folded, in case you were wondering. Okay, now the back goes down just a tiny bit more. So everything else is the same, but this goes down a tiny bit more. So we need to make sure we do that. So since this goes out a tiny bit more, we're gonna shape this a little bit out. So we're just grading that in again, a little bit again. Since it wasn't that much, I just kind of hand drew it. It goes right there, and then it turns, and it goes up. Again, this is the reason why you usually make a new pattern piece. That way you don't have your pattern piece now, it looks like this. But you all know that's how I am, so I just go for it. All right, match up your seam, your fold seam right here. And match up your neck up here, your shoulder seam. And then now we're going to cut that back bodice. When we reach this part right here, we're gonna turn in and cut around it. Whatever your pattern piece does. It moved because I pulled it. Then again, I'm going to remove the pattern piece from underneath it because I want to do my back neckline. Oop, I did that top one. Oh no. Yeah. The low was the front. That's the front. So you know what? I messed up on the neckline on the other one. I think the other one I cut at the high neckline. Y'all should have said something to me as I was cutting. Did I cut it at the high? No, I cut it at the low. Oh, phew. Okay, I did it right. we got it. So I'm gonna cut this one at the high neckline because it's the back. And now we've got our pattern pieces cut out. Now, I'm just gonna cut my sleeves with the same pattern piece I used for my, doing my arm side. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my sleeve. All right, now we're just going to sew this top together like you would. I am not adding a neckband to it, so my neck is going to be sewn the same way, which is folded down and top stitched like it is on the Lucy swing top. I'm going to sew the shoulders together, then right sides together, then I'm going to attach the sleeves right sides together, and then I'm going to sew the sides right sides together. So let me go ahead and do all that, and then we'll try it on and see what it looks like. Match up right sides together at the shoulder seams, and then we're going to go down the front and to the back, right sides together. It should end at the spot where it's going to turn, take a turn. Now we place them right sides together at the armpit right here, and we sew down the sleeve and all the way down the side. After we do that, we're going to go ahead and hem the bottom of our top, hem our sleeves, and hem our neckline. We're just top stitching our neckline by folding down and top stitching, and doing the same for all the other parts, and we'll be done. All right, my friends, we are finished. Lucy's swing top, it's completed with sleeves. They turned out amazing, super cute. That was such an easy hack. A cute little top now, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, you can use this trick with other tank tops that you want to turn into tops. It's super simple. I think that sometimes we overanalyze sewing, and we think, oh, we can't do this. Well, we gotta, it's gonna be super difficult. And then we actually do it, and we're like, wow, that was not so difficult. You can do it. I can do it. You can do it. Let's do it together. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please comment, like, share. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any of our tutorials. Let me know below what other hacks you want to see. What things were you thinking of that you're like, can I do this? I'm not really sure. Will you please help me tackle it together? And I will get to it. Please come join us on Facebook and Instagram where we have tons of inspiration happening. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Let me do a little spin for you on this beautiful Lucy swing top.